Bam, what's goody? Jordan Baywood here, and today I'm going to be talking about the best free music tool that you can use to record, mix, master, and put out music. So first, I want to give you a little backstory about me so you can see a little bit more about me and my experience with digital audio workstations. So I began producing on my computer about 5 years ago, and I started after going to Electric Forest, which is a music festival in Michigan, and I just became obsessed with, these DJs were just playing their music that they made in their bedroom and then coming and performing in front of thousands and thousands of people. I thought it was the coolest thing. A light bulb went off in my head and I became obsessed with music production on a computer. Now, I grew up playing guitar since the age of 7, and I've always enjoyed music, but once I learned about that you can make music on a computer, I just became obsessed and haven't looked back since. So when I first started, I actually began on Ableton because some of the people I was looking up to, like Flume, was using Ableton. Within 6 months, I switched over to Logic Pro X because my mentor, who was teaching me mixing and vocal recording and all that in the beginning when I was just learning, was using Logic Pro. So I switched over to Logic Pro, and then about a year after that, my best friends were using FL Studio. So then I switched over to FL Studio, and I actually made a YouTube video about why I switched over FL Studio about a year and a half ago. And currently, I use Ableton, Logic, and FL Studio. I mainly use FL Studio to collaborate with a lot of my friends still with, hip hop beats, trap beats. I think it's perfection for that. But, over time I learned, I also use Pro Tools when I worked at a music studio. But there's a lot of misconceptions about which one is the best. And over time, I realized that they all have the same high quality. FL, Ableton, Logic, Pro Tools, they all export the same way. I mean, a little different, but they all have high quality recording and exporting. So don't worry about the quality. Quality is not even a part of it anymore because all these companies are so high quality. It's insane now. So the thing that is different for every, digital audio workstation or recording software is the workflow and the way it looks. So personally, I love Apple. I love them as a company because I think their branding is so on point. I feel like, they're in the future. So when I'm using Logic Pro, it's just such a pretty interface, and to look at it, look at here, like it's just so beautiful looking. There's so many colors, it's bold, everything's easier. And I personally now use Logic Pro to record, mix, and master tracks. And then I use Ableton for music production because, in Ableton, it's faster for me to produce, and for Logic, it's easier for me to actually mix and record vocals. I just think it's the best for that. I think it was optimized for vocals and recording stuff from scratch and mixing it down and mastering it all in one session. I think it's amazing for that. And honestly, right now is a great time to use Logic Pro for vocal recording or mixing and mastering because they're offering a 90-day free trial right now. I highly suggest you take them up on this. With the coronavirus and everything going on right now, a lot of these companies know that, hey, schools are being shut down, so they're not able to use their Apple computer at their school to use Logic, so they're going to be at home. So that's why a lot of these audio companies are giving you a longer free trials. So I would highly suggest getting the 90-day free trial for Ableton, for Logic, and FL, and work with each one for about a few weeks, and then you'll be able to see, hey, you know what? I like learning Logic Pro more. I like recording in it more. It's making sense in my head. It makes sense with my workflow. At the end of the day, it comes down to your workflow. It's just either going to naturally work with you or not. And I think if you spend some time to watch some tutorials, I have a bunch of Logic Pro tutorials on recording and mixing vocals, so you can always check out those. But I really suggest trying them all. I cannot say that enough. Try them all. I think at the end of the day, if you have an Apple computer, I believe that you'll like Logic Pro the most, and especially if you use GarageBand, you'll love Logic Pro. I think it's the best recording and mixing software there is to date, and I've used them all. And I'll give, Pro Tools, if you ever heard of Pro Tools is probably even better for recording, but that's just because for recording, you can do a lot more stuff while the vocal is recording. So as an engineer, when I'm recording a vocalist, I like to move the tracks, move them over a little bit due to latency, or I like to clean them up. It's a lot easier to do that in Pro Tools, but in most cases, we're recording and then mixing, so it's not really a big deal. So I highly suggest, check out Logic Pro if you're into, recording your vocals and mixing and mastering. And by the way, down below, I'm giving out free vocal presets, and you should sign up using the link down below to get some free presets for Logic Pro. And soon I have some Waves vocal presets coming out, and then I have mastering presets coming out, and then I have some vocal presets coming out for FL Studio and Ableton. So stay tuned. I'm working every single day to provide you guys with vocal presets because you guys seem to be loving them, because it's, you know, it's instantly, you're putting these presets on your vocal, you're going through some, you know, finding a vibe, and then, you know, tweaking it to taste, and it's making mixing for you guys so much quicker, and it's saving you guys so much time, and it's making you guys sound professional. You know, I'm devoting all my time to just make more presets, more high quality, testing them, and making sure that, you know, I can make presets for all of you guys out there that, you know, support and watch the channel. So like I said, you know, get the free trials. It's the perfect time to do that. You know, we can't even go outside anyways, or, you know, do anything, so you might as well test all the DAWs and see which one you like most. And, you know, question of the day is, what's your favorite DAW at this point? Personally, I'd have to go with Logic Pro. Like I said, it's just next level, and they make it so easy for mixing and mastering. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you enjoyed this video and enjoyed me talking for a few minutes, give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And if you gain no value at all, give it a thumbs down. It still helps the channel. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Some of you guys are watching me are not subscribed, and it really breaks my heart. So if you guys could take a half a millisecond to hit that subscribe button to get, you know, notified when I, you know, post new vocal mixing tutorials or vocal recording tutorials, that would be great. I'm always giving free value, I promise. I'm all about building relationships and helping others. So I will see you guys next video. Peace.